Hello, and welcome to the Being Human podcast, where we explore what it means to be human, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We upload an episode of this podcast every single week, so whether you're new here or if you're returning and you have not yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You do not want to miss any of these episodes. On this episode of the podcast, I sat down with Perry Clayton, Judo Jimmy Wallhead, and Joe Taylor. We recapped Perry's most recent fight at BMF 9 just a few weeks ago. And this is an edition of Did a HW1 fighter get robbed? Very similar to the Riley situation we had a few months ago here on the podcast, we recapped Perry's fight and analysed whether the decision was a fair one. I asked Jimmy, Joe and Perry for their opinions on the decision, and I asked them for their opinions on the wider issue of why HW1 fighters keep coming up short when it goes to the judges' scorecards. And we actually uncovered, rather coincidentally, what we think is the issue here. It'll be interesting to hear what people have to think about this. Please do leave your opinions in the comments, both in relation to Perry's decision in particular and the wider issue that we've talked about. If you enjoy this conversation, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below, share it around on social media, and hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting Being Human. The Being Human podcast is brought to you by Mr. Bassett's Grappler's Coffee. If you are a grappler or an MMA fighter, this is the only coffee you should be drinking. It is the strongest coffee I have ever drank, but it is beautifully smooth. This is going to get you firing on all cylinders every day for all of your training sessions. It's going to improve your performance on the mats, keep you powerful and sharp. And all you need to do to pick up a bag of this is to head to mrbassets.com and use the code WAG10 to get 10% off your order. And don't forget to pick up a bar of Grappler's soap too whilst you're there. The Being Human podcast is brought to you by Ra Optics. These are the best blue blocker glasses on the market. You want to stay productive, focused, you want to keep your energy levels steady, stop your mood from crashing whilst you're staring at the screen all day, then you need to be wearing your blue blocker glasses. The last thing you want is to do a hard day's craft at work and then feel tired, exhausted and drained before your training in the evening. To minimise the impact that your work day is having on your training in the evening, pick up a pair of these daylight lenses by heading to raoptics.com and using the code WAGLELE to get 10% off your lenses. And you can also pick up a pair of these sunset lenses for the evening after training whilst you're there. And now presenting Being Human with Perry Clayton, Judo Jimmy and Joe Taylor. Yeah, so to set this up, we've got another edition of Did a HW1 fighter get robbed? Last time it was Riley, this time it's Perry. Jim, give us the opening the opening gambit on this. What's the situation? What went down?
Oh, as regarding the result? As regarding the whole, so long and short of it for me, I think it was a subpar Perry performance, which he knows. I think there's a few things that I think he could have done a little better. But in saying that, I'm going to watch the fight back again now. I can't see how the fight went against us. I don't know what this guy did to win over what Perry did and controlled and scored takedowns, etc. And touched him more times than I remember him touching Perry. So we'll have a look now. But again, I mean, when you leave it in the hands of the judges, can you ever say it's a robbery? It's fucking, it is what it is, isn't it? Same with Riley. I think, someone always say something different, but I cannot see, in my own personal opinion and experience, from everything I remember, I'm going to watch it. He can score this fight against Perry. I believe robbery will do for me, mate. I'll go with that. You know, it's he didn't do it. The guy didn't do it.
I'll posit to you after the fight once we've gone back and looked at it and looked at it in review. I'll posit the wider question of what you think the wider issue is here as to why we keep coming up on the end of these decisions. But Joe, to hear your brief thoughts on it before we start.
No names mentioned on the.
What on the fight?
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you think going in? Obviously, just brief thoughts on the result. We'll go into it more once we've.
I felt like Perry had a very difficult dance partner to be able to tango with. He was quite flamboyant and confident on the feet, but then whenever Perry initiated a takedown or whatever, it's not like Perry was stalling, holding him against the fence. The guy was kind of
holding Perry,
had his back against the fence, but was holding Perry, preventing the takedown. very sticky, very awkward. It worked like it was. We'll see now. I haven't watched it back fully. I need to watch it back now to get. But at the time, I was confident Perry had won, but I had an insecurity in the back of my head that we were going to get shafted because it's happened too many times, and we've had it happen on both sides of the coin. As the striker,
stylistically,
yeah, as the striker and as the grappler.
And we're not saying names, but certain judges and bits and bobs, and we've had it go both ways. We've had a fight judged against us in, if you say Perry pinned him on the cage, let's say that, even though Perry was being active, working patterns, trying to do very good technical stuff and scored takedowns as well. We've had it go the other way, where the guy literally just stapled Jack to the cage. Jack landed a lot better striking than this guy lands on Perry and did really good things in his work windows. We've had it go against us with certain judges as well. So I don't know, we might need to look at having some conversations with promotions. But again, I'm not saying names or saying things, but it's just, again, I thought it was a bit farcical with Riley as well. It's just like...
I do want to ask you about that, and I think it is important that we do ask those questions and go into that in detail. But yeah, Pez, what was your thoughts going in? Obviously, since you last fought on BMF, you went out to Thailand, had 3 pro Muay Thai bouts. What's the mindset like? Do you feel differently now coming back to this environment? After you've had those fights, what was the mindset going in? How did camp go?
Can you break that down into sections? Because a lot to answer.
Okay.
So
Mindset. How did camp go? Yeah, those 2 things. With the
experience
in context, yes, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for, Jim. In context with the experience getting in Thailand.
I'll answer the camp question first, because I think the mindset one is going to be a bit longer. But like camp was just like, it was good. Obviously in October, there was like lots of highs and lows and getting stressed out and, you know, throwing tantrums, getting frustrated with my performance and the expectations I put on myself, and Jimmy taking the piss out of me. You know what I mean? It was deep, but none of that this time. You know, I've kind of let go of that. I think that's a sign of maturity. You know, I've accepted that this is as easy as it's ever going to be. You know, in my head, I was always expecting training's going to get easier, and then I'll get better, and then I'll reach a point where it's like, okay, yeah, I've got it, and like that will never come. I've accepted that's never going to happen. It's always going to be a grind. It's always going to be hard. No matter how good I get, there's always going to be, you know, hard rounds and losses in the gym and maybe losses in competition, you know. So accepting that made camp mentally a lot more steady. Mindset was the second part. So that was mindset, like, you know, camp and the mindset in camp. As for like training stuff, it was just good, man. Felt great. Like, it was a good camp. Like weight cut was sick. Yeah, weight cut was great. Performed.
Yeah.
You know.
Great warm up. Great camp. I thought you looked really good, especially since you come back from Thailand.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe saying a subpar. I just think you better than that. When I say subpar performance, don't say that as in like. I think you just, with a couple of big flamboyant things early, just put you on your heels a little bit and slow down your work rate. It wasn't a terrible performance. Just could have done a little bit more, a couple of things better from what I remember. And I think maybe I say in my own head and think subpar performance a little bit because of how good the camp was as well, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Not like, oh, that was shit. When I say subpar, I think because I'm thinking back, I think he had a fantastic camp. Like, he had a couple of mares and got a bit stressed out. You didn't. Like he just said, you matured in that. Not saying you're immature, but for him, he was an immature motherfucker last camp.
It was a comparison to the camp.
But it was fantastic. Like, fantastic.
Was very dark.
Fantastic. So maybe when I say subpar, I just want to get out. Maybe because it was so good and the warm up was so good, and then it's 9 minutes, isn't it? And with the light, he threw a couple of big things early, just staggered you get going, weren't it, a little bit? That was all. But the camp was fantastic. I've been talking about it, but I was just wanting to stress how good you were and your camp was. And when he does get it perfectly right in this next fight, or next couple of fights, it's going to be really special. You know what I mean? He's doing the right thing. He's doing good things. You know?
It was, like definitely not a showing of my skill set and what I'm capable of. It's like 100%.
That's
100%. I won't argue that. And then like the mindset on the night was I was just so calm, man. Like so calm now. Yeah, like so calm. But I think I didn't respect that. I think, you know, I was thinking back to my fight in October and I was all G'd up and ready to go and like you know, I'm gonna smash this guy, and like I was trying to get into that headspace when like that wasn't what was given to me on the night. You know, I needed to just accept that, like, you know, I'm calm, and in the gym when I come in calm and I'm doing all my jokey like basketball stuff and being a bit more, I can do what I want. That's what would have, that mindset, that attitude going into this fight with that attitude would serve me a lot better. So that was a big thing that I've realized on reflection on this.
What do you think you need to be G'd up?
No, that like if sometimes I'll go into an event or a competition and naturally I'm
variable.
Like,
it's variable.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same mindset every time.
No, different experience every time.
And I didn't respect that, and I was trying to get into the same mindset, but my body wasn't. The adrenaline wasn't there. I wasn't nervous.
That's cool. That's normal. Cool. Yeah, good. Sorry. Yeah. Good.
So I just needed to respect that, and now I know that I can recognize that, and that's a valuable lesson from this and the reflection of it. If you know what I mean.
That's good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I've paused it. We're just about to start it because when we go through this, I really want us to kind of judge it as we watch it. Like Jim, Joe, you as well, Pez. I want us to watch it with a very analytical mind and take note of, okay, this is what happened there for Pez. This is what happened there for, what was the other guy's name?
I can't remember his name.
Theo. This is that was almost like a point scored for Theo. Really watch it with an analytical mind. Before I hit play on it, just hear your thoughts, Pez. Once the fight had finished in the immediate aftermath, were you expecting to get your hand raised by the judges within reason?
I never expect. You know, you never know. But I thought like, yeah, okay, I've won that. Like, cool. I was like, even in the third round, I remember thinking, if I get this takedown, I've won this, man. I get this takedown, I'll hold him down, I've won this, and I did, and I was Jimmy's got his thoughts on my post-fight antics, so maybe that's what did it.
On all seriousness, I'm not going to lot, but I genuinely believe, and even you believe now. Yeah, so obviously Perry, a wicked personality, peace and love, and all that. And after the fight, he's gone over to the guy and like patted him, nice calf kick, but patted him. You know, this guy. And, you know, judges can say, you win a fight, you put your fucking hands up and you walk around. You don't congratulate the other guy. We spoke about that. And that's, you know, that's just, it's just a lovely side of Perry's personality. But, yeah, man, we won't be doing that again, will we, Perry?
No, sir.
Yeah, I mean. And, you know, when a judge thinks it's tight and he sees Perry like, they sort of point at the guy and like, yeah, this guy. Like, you never know, man. That could have swayed a judge. It might, you know, you just don't know. He's landed a couple of car kicks here, but Ochkin, that's one thing I noticed. Ochkin control. Like Perry had the sense of the whole kick back. No. So, I mean, Theo's three calf kicks up. Perry's landed a couple of kicks with a little bit less, maybe power to him. But I believe, if I remember correctly, Perry was touching him more times. Perry had the octagon center, had octagon control. It wasn't like he was striking, moving, and absolutely picking Perry off. Like I say, landed a couple of nice calf kicks. I remember a big head kick as well, but, you know, again, I just remember octagon control, Perry. I remember Perry touching him more times than he touched Perry. I remember Perry taking 2 takedowns, one in 2 separate rounds. I remember Perry, calf kick sound, nice, fair play.
Perry lands his own low kicks and that, especially towards the end of this
now
one,
as well.
Pick it back up. He's controlling the centre the whole time as well. The guy's always backing up.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, you know, you don't have to you can move away and score a lot of shots. You can be effective counter punching. I don't believe that's what the guy's doing. I feel like Perry's touching him on the front foot and maybe following a little bit. But I mean, forget that. That's the sort of scoring criteria. Again, he threw a lot of big things like that, didn't land. He threw a left head kick as you moved left. It skimmed your glove, but how's that look to the judges? I mean, that was nice. T-pin staying along there. But, you know, he's putting himself on the cage here. A couple of big shots here and a level change on the legs. Go for the, you know.
Maybe if we'd have initiated the wrestling earlier rather than rounds 2 and 3, maybe if we'd have tried it in the first, that could have...
maybe, and a bit more of a level change to, like, you know, a bit lower on the legs rather than clinch a little bit, didn't we, on the takedowns?
I remember throwing a right hand and it was just a little bit short. And I remember after the fight, I thought, man, if I was just like that much closer when I threw that first right hand, it had been flush, been nice.
Yeah.
So that was just
But look, Perry seems to be outweighed.
Looking at this objective, sorry to interrupt, Jim.
Sorry, yeah.
Halfway through the first round, I'd say it looks like the significant strikes actually landed have been very even. The difference here is
power,
that guy's
maybe
against the fence and Pez is pressuring him.
Yeah,
so obviously significant
nice.
striking is what counts first, but then it's aggression and octagon control.
Significant striking, yeah. I mean, the guys just seems to be throwing a bit more, like I say, throwing the odd more powerful shot, but I still think Perry's touching him more. If we tally down, he's touching him a little bit more. Like he goes back square there. He's, I
remember you said
doesn't land
the body chip.
Big, but doesn't land again. Big, but doesn't land. Perry, like.
Yeah.
I just
see, this is
again,
where I Perry picking it up. Look, he's landing a lot more here.
First 90 seconds, Perry was a little bit off because he threw something big and just made Perry respect him earlier. And I can't remember if it was the head kick or hook. We're just seeing it, but again, I'm still very confident in what I'm saying here. Like, it's close. Listen, man. That's what I say. The word robbery. The kid put a good fight, etc., and he did his game. But I just don't see how we lost the fight. And in that sense, yeah, it's a person we say it has a robbery, isn't it? Like,
he's throwing big shit, but it ain't landing, is it?
You did
Perry's
enough.
Still pushing him back. He's just threw some hook.
Nothing's landing. That's the thing. Nothing's landing. He's peacocking. Everything looks big.
That's the word I was looking for earlier. Peacocking.
He's
I remember you said, Jim.
Pardon?
Yeah. Sorry.
Excuse me. Sorry.
That goes a long way. This peacocking, that attitude, that of like, this guy can't touch me, and I think that I didn't appreciate how much that counted for going into this. You know what I mean? Someone's in front of you with their hands low and dancing and stuff, and I'm there being nice and neat, and like I think I look great. I think my hands are nice and high, and I'm dipping in and out. But
you don't look, mate. You know what? Can I be totally honest? I think you look better than I remember. Yeah. I'm being honest. I'm not. I thought at the time, I maybe thought it was worse. But watching this back, it's
to surmise that first round, very close round.
Well, it's very close round. Could go either way. Absolutely, could go either way. But let's go. So it could go either way. Zero damage. Because I heard his corner say that in between. I think at the end of the last round, we won that on damage. Perry had the smallest, like half a fingernail, little fingernail sized bruise here. There was no damage. I didn't see no damage on him either. There was no damage. So take damage out of the equation, both sides. There's no damage. Okay. So effective striking. Okay, damage again. No one scoring shots. I feel like Perry scores more shots. Okay, that's near or there. Perry's good right hand, man. Okay. Good right hand.
Early so listen, two, right hand.
Octagon control. Scoring takedown. Octagon control. Yeah.
This is clever what he does here. Yeah.
Octagon. Double overhook and pouting and looking at the ref and the corner saying stand. Octagon control. Aggression. Perry's on the front foot. Perry's landing the right hand. Perry's chasing the takedown. So octagon and aggression for me again. I know we've been right in everything we're saying already. I don't need to watch them all this fight because I know how the rest of the fight goes. I know we was right. We're right, man. Listen, that first round. Okay, that first round maybe.
Having watched that, I think he might have even
won the first round. I think we might. Yeah, I feel more hard done by.
Looking at it objectively, and obviously I'm biased as well.
Of course. And listen, yeah, okay, Perry did no work there, but he scored a takedown. And he did no work because the guy went double over. He's a big, strong boy. Yeah. And, okay, so that's what, we're 90 seconds in. That's over half the round. It's Perry's round. Halfway through the round, if Edit, it's on the front. Listen, man, come on, he's not one there, man.
Okay.
There's no way, okay. I watched this back. Yeah.
Numerous significant strikes into
a takedown, body lock and pressure, yeah.
On the fence.
Listen, the only great, okay, now it is a robbery. I changed my mind. I was trying to be PC, man. I was trying to be PC.
Okay. You let the rank go. Once we've gone through it, Jim, I'm ready for you to let the rank go. Let's talk through it in real time, what we're seeing.
Listen, Perry's controlling the fight. He's octagon control. He's in a body lock. And he's stapling him. Listen, Perry could be a bit more work, okay? Yeah. But, okay, Perry could be a bit more work. Perry's attacking, right? The guy's defending. Okay, the guy's defending, but is the guy trying to get off the cage? No. Who would not? If I'm pinning someone on the cage and I'm being stifled, okay, I tell you what, I'm going to let you go. So, no, look, Perry's trying to work. The guy's stopping Perry working, doing a good job. But Perry's the aggressor. Perry's in control. Perry's winning the scoring criteria. Perry has the center. Perry's actively trying to achieve a leg hook now. He's trying to do things. Yes, the guy, he's trying to clock turn. His head position's good. He's trying to work. He's trying patterns. He's trying technique. The judges should recognise Perry's not just holding it. The other guy's holding. The other guy's not trying to go underneath Perry's chin and fight the grip. Perry's doing good techniques that have been drilling here over the camp. he's trying to sit to the cage and kill the Wizard. He's to eliminate the throw. Perry's doing good things here. Perry's he's throwing one strike. Perry's throwing a few strikes.
10 seconds left in round 2, and this guy has
score.
No
score. 2 scores. Score. We're talking about score. So first round. At the time in the fight, I thought maybe they could get the first round. So I'm even watching that first round back there. I think fucking how, or judges' perspective, some may. That's Perry's round. There you go. Short pleasant then. 2 takedowns, octagon control, aggression. Done. I won't say no more.
So round 1 could have gone either way, regardless of how we think. Round 2, I didn't see that guy land a significant strike. He went backwards the whole time. Perry landed 1 takedown, probably didn't get the 3 seconds of control time, so it didn't count. But Perry was aggressive the whole time, landed the significant strikes, had the guy on the fence, and got a takedown. There is no way that round could have been scored for that guy.
No.
Agreed.
No. And I'm thinking now the third round, he swung one right hand in it and it hit you, but it weren't big. It didn't shake you. He lands one big right hand in the second, and that's the only thing I remember doing in the third. I'm thinking ahead. I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
Says it's better watching it back than it was at the time. I was thinking at the time it was
close, man. Listen, these amateur fights. Sorry, man. These amateur fights are hard, aren't they? They're hard to fucking. It ain't a long time. It's hard, man. And that's why I say a word robbery in a 3-minute round amateur fight. It's a big word, but personally, this is a robbery.
This round 3 really decided. So we've got 1 round.
Yeah.
Let's say
1-1
worst
at an
case
absolute
scenario.
push.
One worst case scenario 1-1. The first round could have gone either way. Second round.
He lands right hand now, if I remember.
Pez has got the centre of the
octagon again. Strike for strike. We're 1 for 1. 1 low kick each. That's the right hand he lands. That's it.
From that guy.
That's it. Look, yeah, okay, didn't land, but pressure, active, working, throwing more shots. Bit static here. Worried about the counter. That's fine. The guy's just swinging single power shots, so I don't blame Perry for being cautious. But he's on the front foot. Didn't land. That jab didn't land.
Perry's pressuring. Neither guy's landing anything clean.
He's looking flamboyant. He's looking a bit more comfortable in this round. He's looking more comfortable, but he's not actually. I wanted Perry to push the pace a little bit more, didn't I? I wanted to just push the pace a little bit more.
Right hand from that guy.
He's doing a little bit more work here on the feet in the minute.
Devil's advocate.
Didn't land, but again, okay. So there was nothing substantial there.
Heads into the clinch, pressing him against the fence.
That's after 1 minute. So that's 1 minute. So let's split them around into 3 1-minute blocks. Arguing, let's give that guy that first minute. Yeah, let's give him the first minute. Let's give Fier the first minute. Okay, got 2 minutes left.
Punches.
Got 2 minutes left.
Head position.
Break around. So if I'm in a fight, I'm thinking in my head, I need to win 3 minutes of this round. You know what I mean? Minimum. You know what I mean? I've got to. Yeah, he could do more. That's what I'm saying. Like, won a perfect performance by Perry, but he's trying the right patterns. He's trying the right things. He's doing the right things. He could be busier, but that guy's won the first minute. Okay, so this is going to be the second minute. This is all Perry, and the third minute.
So Pez has got him pressed up against the fence still.
So could we have done more? Yes. Could we have performed better? Yeah, we could have done more work. Maybe push a bit more. But what's he done to win? It's the same as Riley's got. What's he done to win? What, a few shots here?
Okay, the guy's landed some shots.
Fair play. But Perry's trying to progress his technique. I don't know, man.
The first 2,
yeah, but again, a close round walks. He threw 3 unanswered punches when his back's on the cage, being pinned on the cage, and Perry actively looking for a takedown.
I think Perry's won the first 2 rounds. This guy would need a real big round.
Needs to be something.
It's still not enough. Now Perry gets his takedown. All he's literally doing is just holding on for dear life.
Okay. So here we have something significant. Perry's just taken him down. This is a clear takedown.
It's done, man. It's done.
This is a clear
can't see
takedown.
I didn't realise it.
That's what.
And we're into the last
third round's closer than I thought as regarding. I thought at the start that first minute he looked better than I thought, but this is all.
Okay, 20 seconds left. So the third round, first minute was on the feet. So we had 1 minute on the feet. The last 2 minutes grappling, and in those 2 minutes of grappling, Perry has him pressed up against the fence, and then in the final minute, Perry's got the takedown. He's holding him down here.
He's literally holding Perry on top of him right now.
Yeah, this awkward rubber guard.
And I'm guessing this is where the fight finished. Okay, there, the fight finishes.
This guy!
Judges, score for this guy!
And the problem is, really, we should have been really prepared for this and had the judging criteria in front of us so we could really go through it. Because I don't know how they... I could be mistaken here, but how I understand it is, if the majority of the fight is taking place on the feet, you prioritise who won on the feet. If the majority,
I was like, good job. Not he's won. I was like, yeah, good job to this guy. But
okay.
Like,
Sorry, we're gonna have to back that up there.
Oh, but there you go. I'm good.
So these are the post-fight antics we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I want it fucking you.
You were giving him his due. You were giving him his.
He's when he eventually stood, he's like this.
Yeah.
Out straight. You're here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You weren't selling it, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Show me your highlights, Perry. What the fuck?
It's
So I'll back it up.
Oh right.
Oh, ha. But listen, even what you're saying though, the striking, yeah. Okay, so whatever, yeah. If it's more on the feet, okay. So yes, shots being landed. Go on.
So that's my understanding. If the round is more grappling based in terms of time, you prioritise the effective grappling over striking. If this round is more heavily contested on the feet time-wise, you prioritise who had the more effective striking. So in that round, because 2 minutes of it was grappling-based, it should be who had the more effective grappling, which was clearly Pez.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
I might be wrong on the criteria. That is my understanding.
Yeah, but then you're talking all of it's a cumulative, isn't it? It's again, the option control, the takedown attempts, damage, aggression. Aggression, option control is always a.
I'm going to put the sound on so we can hear the actual scorecards that were read. Can we remember the scorecards?
There's a split decision on it, so it'll be 20.
And talk us through these post-fights
27.
antics, Pez.
That.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do that again.
Yeah, okay.
So you were pointing to him, giving him his dues.
Good job, man. Good job. Like, fucking sounded.
Good job, Iz.
Yeah.
Good job, son.
But it potentially looks like in the immediate aftermath of the fight that Pez is saying, "Oh, fair play to this guy. He beat."
Listen. I love the way Perry is, man. I'm busting his balls, but in the same sense, I'm laughing about it, saying, "Don't ever do that again." Yeah, that's what I said to you there, wasn't it? As I shook Perry's hand, I said, "Don't ever do that again." So what are you on about? And now you see my point, innit?
Well,
listen, man.
What were you? I'm not saying like, what were you thinking? But like, what were you thinking when you were doing that? You just being you, just saying, "Oh yeah, good job, man."
Yeah, this guy,
like
peace and love.
After every fight, Demetrius Johnson would go, "Good job, man." Like,
but when he's whitewashed him 5 rounds to none.
Yes, yeah.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, good job, man.
Nah, get your fucking arm up, Perry. I told you, get your fucking arm up. There, up, straight. See, it just visually looks different, though. Yeah. Don't you think? Yeah. It visually looks different. Stupid.
Let's hear the scorecards. Okay. So they didn't break it down into 29, 28, or whatever. Right. So there he goes. He gets his hand raised. Jimmy, have your rant for as long as you'd like.
No, I don't want him, man. I fucking get too fucking drawn into it, don't I? But
by no means is it fight of the year, but Perry won the fight. No. I don't think if anything, I feel more inclined to believe that.
I believe after watching that back, again, robbery is a very big word, isn't it? The kid did his game, and it's a close fight. So it's a very close fight. But I generally would like to know who's judging that against Perry. What the fuck are you judging? Like, I just want to know. Like,
let's be clear by comparison.
What's he done to win the fight? Okay, my bad. Let me just say. What's he done to win the fight? What did that guy do to beat Riley? One wall run.
Riley?
Yeah, what did that guy do when Riley lost?
This is what I was going to say.
So what did
Riley's
do to win the
fight
fight?
Was closer than...
Absolutely.
You can make a much better case for Riley's opponent beating him than...
Because they're doing 2 wall runs. Because they're doing 2 wall runs. And that's all Riley ran to the wall, and that's all he did in the whole fight. To reverse Riley. At the end, you're talking minute blocks of a round, they was in the last 20 seconds of dominance for Riley. So again, yeah, if you're talking octagon control, winning the fight for periods of time, then no, you know what I mean? That's what Perry's just doing. Yeah, it wasn't sterling. It wasn't super exciting. There wasn't no damage on either side. There's no damage for either of them. So forget that. Octagon control, aggression, looking for a takedown. You can't say he was more aggressive than Perry because he swung a couple of single shots. Perry was throwing more strikes and touching him and was trying to get to him. Mate, it's annoying. I think Perry won even more than I did before. There you go. That's me done.
I agree.
I think if I'm playing absolute devil's advocate, I'll give the first round to the other guy on the basis, the striking was very close and he maybe landed more strikes or, the very least it looked like he did.
See that? You can't
and then,
that.
And then the first minute, and then the first minute of the third round, the guy maybe won the strike. It was very close. Maybe won the strike and landed more strikes. So the worst case scenario, He won the first round and he won the first minute of round 3. So Perez won. Perez won clearly the second round.
Perry won the next.
And
out of
2/3,
the next 6 minutes,
66.666% of the third round as well. So, I mean, yeah, I can't see anything. Obviously, we're all biased. I always caveat it with this, but I don't. Yeah, that's Perez's fight.
Even our sound emotion. I was trying to watch that as a judge. Like, if I was judging that fight,
yeah,
like, I would have judged it for Perry. Forget Perry, forget Theo. All respect to Theo and his camp.
And still, I think that's Pez's
I
fight.
just, like this. I probably would have gone, no, that was a bit.
He won round 3.
Right, you know what I mean? A bit of a boring fight. Fucking, I don't know Perry. I don't know if a bit of a boring fight, but the guy with a silly haircut won that. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'd probably go with that as a judge. Like, I was just being biased.
The Amazonian guy won that.
Yeah, I've been intrigued to see how he scored against him.
So let's go into now the wider issue. Maybe we're completely blind to this. Maybe we're just, it's an absolute bias on our part. But it seems like when we come to these, if it's anything other than a landslide, when we go to the judges, the team as a whole, it doesn't matter which fighter it is, when we go to the judges, if the fight has been anything but a landslide in our favour, we seem to come up short on the judges' scorecards every time. Let's talk about this wider issue. What do we think it is on our side of the equation? And freely speak about what do you think it is on the other side of the equation?
Okay, on the other side of the equation, I'll have a quick comment. I believe it could be one or two specific judges, perhaps, in certain scenarios.
Are these be what you've noticed as common denominators?
Me and Joe have noticed common denominators, yeah. And I'm not getting into it. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say about this because I don't think it's malicious. If anything, I think it's more trying to be so unmalicious and impartial. It's becoming fucking detrimental to us as well. But that's all needs to be said about it. I'm not going to sit here and say anything more about that. But I genuinely believe that, and so does Joe. You know what I mean? And as for us, what can we do more to get a decision? I think, yeah, maybe.
Do you think it's the way that we're fighting?
No, not necessarily, because everyone fights very. Like you said, the way you fight.
What I want to.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, go on.
So, like, activity. When I had him pressed up against the cage, or he was on bottom, holding on with the double overhooks and butterfly guard. In my head, I was going, chilling. I'm winning. Instead of, okay, cool, get my arms free and fuck him up. And when I had the takedown, in the third round, I was waiting for okay, cool. If in a couple seconds I'll punch him, and that time never came in it. So I was just a little bit too happy just to chill on top, chill in positions that I thought were dominant, and I should have been
screaming for hustle.
Yeah,
but in saying that, we were screaming for hustle. We were screaming to work for the limp arm, work posture. We were working a bit more aggressive, push the pace barrier. We was working for that. We was calling for that. But just because you didn't do that, don't mean you lost. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We were calling for that,
You did a lot more than a first fought.
Honestly,
even that first round where you
I had a bit of bitch fitting myself after when we got the loss. I thought I ain't done enough there.
Yeah.
Or not even ain't done enough, but I was like, it's just not great. Well, mate, I feel a lot better about it. Yeah. I feel a lot better about it, to be honest. But you can't say, as far as we fight as a team, I feel like there's not the way Jake performed on that night, fantastic. The way he performed, hella aggressive. We're an pretty aggressive fighting team, to be honest. We don't just stay back and try and edge decisions. That's not our style at all, is it? Have we ever been that? Trying to just edge decisions? Even no, I can't. Our style. We go for finishes. We go to try and put people away. Or we go and try and take them down and
aware of their strengths and try and play into them, but we'll always look to utilise what we feel we're good at.
And I think how Perry was saying, I'm winning, I'll hold back. That's within Perry as a sole person. Johnny maybe needs to pull back a little bit. You know what I mean? You can only do so much. But I think as far as our side, I don't think that's got anything to do with his judges' decisions going against us personally. I mean, you tell me if you think different, I value it, but I don't think there's anything particular on our side that's we're not doing to get these nods personally. I don't see that. I mean, if anyone does, please say. Fucking hell, say it sooner. I'd like to have known a year ago. You know what I mean? 2 years ago, but
no, there's nothing I can see. And I'm not as clued up on the judges and who's judging as you guys clearly are. And obviously, if there's any steps you can take to, have talks with people to try and help the situation, I'm sure you'll be doing it. The other thing I will bring up, and I don't bring it up to try and create controversy or to slate him or anything, we didn't listen to that with the commentary on, so I can't speak about the commentary on this fight, but I know you did mention something about it, whether you want to speak about it or not. I'm going to say it is something I've noticed for multiple years now, for a number of years, is the commentary from Canadian Steve. I always feel like is very heavily biased to the other side, and I don't know if that's because we are very friendly with Canadian Steve as a team, right? Well, sorry,
I think if you go down this route, I think we're starting to go towards the whole fucking thing with the judges. So,
well, that's what I don't know if his commentary, in my opinion, seems biased to the other side because he's making a conscious emphasis to not try and be biased towards us. Not that we, we're really chummy with him, but we know him. Good relationship with him. I don't know.
Good relationship with him. Like him a lot. Same as his son, who's the judged against us 5 times. There you go. So you just hitting the nail on the head.
I didn't even know.
There you go.
Wait,
so it's just becoming.
Sorry.
Yeah,
the judge we're talking about is his son.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So it's like Ariel. Yeah.
I'm honest. I promise, I did not know that. I wasn't.
Yeah, so it's just So the fact that you say that about Steve, I feel like people try and be. I think most people want to be impartial. I mean, I'm not slagging Steve or Seb. They're great people. Right. Got a good relationship with them. The vibe I get of some people, like you just said that about. I ain't watched the commentary, so I can't comment on Steve. But yes, me and Joe have spoken about.
I think if it's close, these decisions that are close.
We do not dislike these people.
But that's it. I didn't, because I honestly didn't know that the judge was his son.
The fact that you said that just incorporates what me and him have had conversations about.
Okay. I think
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
These decisions that are close, no one's arguing that they ain't close. They are close. Yeah, it's not a landslide victory. They're close, but I think. When the decision is close,
fantastic job as well.
Rather than being accused of being
saying
biased,
they don't do a good job,
certain people might be just going, just go that side just to be safe rather
than look like they're siding with us because we have a friendship with them.
There we go.
It's not. We're not calling them nothing like that.
Wow.
But we are starting. We have noticed a few things, and maybe that's something they could maybe look at. Not Steve, you can commentate how you want, but maybe just look at it and just take on our perspective. Not saying we're right. But just give food for thought. Just watch. Try and be impartial, but not too impartial. Then you become, don't be too impartial. Because even you said that. You're picking up. I haven't watched commentary. But people have said Steve always just seems to commentate. Yeah. Numerous people have said that to me.
This isn't a
and I love Steve to bits. I love Steve to bits. Absolutely love him to bits. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying it to put him on blast. But
I'm certainly not putting either of them on blast.
From when Chris Radcliffe fought for the belt against, I think his name was Mickey Tranter.
Tranter, right?
Mikey Tranter. That was in June of 2022. So we're going back over 2 years ago. I noticed it then and multiple fights since then. The Riley one. I took notice of it. Like Steve, think he's a great guy. And it seemed to me that I thought, I don't see why he would have an issue with us and let an issue like that influence him to speak negatively.
There's nothing like
commentary. So it seems to me the more plausible explanation is because he's got a good relationship with us. He is making a conscious emphasis to not be biased towards us, and as a result,
maybe that's not the case, but it's something me and Joe spoke about.
I'm going to give my perspective.
And the same. And you know what? And that's what me and him have felt for a while, as regarding the judging a little bit. And we're not ever said anything. We hadn't said anything until I just fucking said that because you said that. It may as well fucking say it. Because you're saying that.
People won't believe that.
But because you're saying, no, you didn't know. I've never had a conversation. I've never had a conversation with you about it. Never had a conversation with you about any of it. It's between me and Joe, and it is what it is. They might not see that, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their perspective. It's just something me and Joe feel in our guts. Usually, your gut isn't wrong. It's just, I think you're right. I think you're right, and I think we're right. I feel like because it's a good relationship, I think it's to be impartial. It's being detrimental. Just be absolute blank canvas. Just blank canvas. As much you maybe think you are,
we're too
lovable. And maybe you are. Maybe we're wrong. And maybe we're wrong. Maybe we are wrong. And I'm so not slagging anyone off. Yeah. Certainly not. I get emotion back because I care about these guys and see what they put in. me and you agree, have seen a little pattern at times when we genuinely, personally losing fights when I thought shit happens, never leaving it under the judges. Watching these guys, it all hurts, innit? And when you think you've won, and it be more than once that you haven't, and it's just like, oh, it fucking hurts, man. So that's why I get emotional about it. So it's not slagging people off at all.
No, not at all. I mean?
No.
I don't think it could come across like that.
I hope not, because I won't want to do that.
No.
But the aggression side, or it's just because I fucking care, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, I get angry. You know, it's just because
you're not angry, you're passionate.
Yeah, I think absolutely. It's just frustrating for sure. And you've said nothing but the same.
Yeah,
you know, on them long horrible car drives home that me and him fucking moan, fucking bitch at each other, and fucking what can we do better? It's come up numerous times over a 3-4 year period, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And 5 times. Let's say 5 times. Without getting into it, and it's just I can't see how he lost that fight. But again, listen, everyone's allowed a perspective.
There's been closer fights judged against us than that. That I cannot see how anyone would do. By no means is it a blockbuster. Yeah, that ain't winning fight of the year. That ain't winning no awards. But Perry won that fight.
Yeah,
I will own that statement.
Yeah.
I don't need no performance in that bonuses.
Listen.
So yeah,
that's it, man.
I think we've made our point there. I think we've made it well, and hopefully moving forward we can sort it out. And
yeah. I don't think it's anything vindictive. I don't think it's anything malicious at all. I think it's quite the contrary. Fish money penny. I think it's quite the contrary, man. I think it was very good. You see, you knew that, right? Can't be that fucking bad. You knew what I was doing.
No, I thought that was quite good.
But I think it's that. I think just trying to be so, because they're so passionate about what they do. How I'm passionate, and they're passionate about what they do. I think it's therefore become a little bit finger.
No.
But who knows? Do I sound a fucking bastard?
No.
I agree with you completely. We've spoken about it many times. It's just now out there for everyone else to because Aaron's decided to steer the plot.
Shit.
No, Aaron had no idea. About
people can only. I know I did, and people can only blame me. So you want to throw your criticisms, slag off Aaron Maglele and being human clips. Not these guys. To finish and just to close, Pace, finishing thoughts and what's next from here?
Yeah, Theo's a nice guy, man. Like, he can enjoy the win. Like, take nothing away from him. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Fair one, bro. Fair one. I'm not, like, even immediately after the fight, I wasn't mad. I didn't, look in the mirror and go, that was such a shit performance. You let yourself down. That was ass. Like, I wasn't mad, bro. I was like, okay, cool. Like, he got the nod from the judges. So on to the next one. Like, look at what I need to change. Nothing technically, nothing when it comes to work ethic, nothing when it comes to S&C. None of that needs to change. Just, smaller, exactly.
A bit more hustle, a bit worse. You see at times.
Exactly, and that plays back into what I was saying about my mindset in the start, trying to tap into something that wasn't there. And it
is what it is. It's not controllable. I don't believe. So I think it's understanding it and just having little adaptations.
Yeah, and then I think that's it. Just throw more out, be more active. Like 9 minutes ain't a long time, man. Three 3-minute rounds ain't nothing. You got to make sure you put your stamp on every second of it, because if you don't, you don't know what's gonna happen. You really don't. You don't know. There's some lunatics, mate. It's not necessarily that, but we've seen, like, even at the highest level of it, man. UFC, you know what I mean? Fights where it's like, how the fuck?
Right, listen, man.
You're just never gonna go away. So you just gotta make sure you're hustling as hard as you can, not just in training, but in the fight. And that's it, man.
Don't leave it in the hands of the judges. That's how, and that's the bottom line. Don't let it get there, isn't it? But if it does get there, leave it so it's fucking absolute. I mean, even when you think it's undoubtable, it still goes against, isn't it? It's a funny old game. It just sucks,
Yeah. No. Yeah, this game don't love you, boy. This game don't love you, son.
I was gonna say, and straight back to it. On to the next.
Yeah,
man. So I was in the, had that fight in the gym Sunday deadlifting, bro. And still pretty. Same again. I know. Come on, man. Don't be like that.
Boys. Yeah. Thank you. As always,
thank you,
absolute pleasure.
There we go. Get me all fucking out, yeah.